Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you all doing? I am Sakshi and today we'll be creating watercolor mandala. Here I am using a 300 GSM watercolor sheet. With these watercolors, we'll be creating a watercolor background and we will be using two colors out of this entire palette. So the colors which I will be using is Gamboge hue, which is basically a dark yellow color, and orange color. You can choose any color of your choice, just prefer a lighter tone. Don't go dark so that the mandala is visible. On darker colors, mandalas are generally not visible. Just ignore the messy palette right here, and I will be using these two colors as said. The colors are by Camel. These are artist watercolor cakes by Camlin. So choose any colors, just do not use acrylics, otherwise you are open to choose any watercolors, tubes, cakes, anything, whatever you have. So let's get started now. The very first thing we need to do is paint your entire sheet with water. Just imagine you are supposed to paint with only water and start painting from top to bottom. Just don't go till the bottom, leave somewhere between 3/4 of your sheet and complete it with just water. Pick any of your color and start painting over the water. You will see how beautifully water easily spreads on the entire sheet. Start spreading the water till mid of the page equally. Don't go too dark with whatever color shade you are using. Keep it at a minimalistic tone so that we can have our mandala on the top of it. Now, redoing the water wash in the background, I will be applying some water in the second half part of my sheet properly. After this, choose the second color, whichever shade you are going ahead with, and start applying it right from the center of the sheet. We are starting from the center because our orange color is wet right now, and on wet on wet technique, it's really very important to blend colors when they are wet, and they can easily get blended and merged with each other because the paper does not dry, the color does not dry, and they have more scope to spread into each other. Spreading the yellow paint on the lowermost side of the paper. Now running through the orange color where we just blended our two colors so that there are no prominent lines visible. Once you are done with the background, just keep on mixing the color in the water from top to bottom so that the entire background looks even. So here we have completed the background. Don't worry if even your page is getting curvy or folded, that's absolutely fine. Let it dry, let the lines be visible, it will completely be hidden once we complete our mandala on the top of it. So do not worry about any lines. Let it dry and keep it under a heavy object so that it becomes straight. So here my paper is completely dried out. Now I'll be peeling off the tape. Peel that very carefully. Always peel the tapes in the opposite direction of the sheet so that it does not tear off your sheets. So here you see that the borders are so fine, the blend is perfect, there are hardly any lines visible, the paper is straight, so the paper is ready to make the mandala now. So now we'll make mandala on the lower half side of the sheet, and on the upper part you can have any quotation, any greeting, whatever you want to have. So now we'll be using very basic materials as always, a standard compass, protractor, scale and pencil. So now, keeping everything aside, I will first open up my compass to 10 centimeter radius so that we have the biggest size circle where we want our mandala to be. Now we will take center somewhere on the lower side of the sheet, anywhere randomly, making sure your circle cuts from the left hand side and on the bottom side. So drawing the circle so that we have an idea about the size of mandala, and this will be the maximum size. Make sure you mark the center point with the pencil so that you don't lose it on later. So after marking this center, I will keep on decreasing the radius of my circle. Now for this mandala, we are not at all working on any specific dimensions for the radius. Just very randomly keep on decreasing the size of your compass and start drawing the circles at a random distance. We will have total 9 circles in all, and now we'll make the grid using the very same technique. If you are new to my page, don't forget to click on the top right corner I button and see how to make the grids for any circular mandala. So now I will be using a Maped compass and a micron pen. This micron pen is 0.45 and I'll be using a Brustro pen which is 0.3 mm. These two pens will be used. You can use even a gel pen also if you don't have these fine liners. Using this compass, I'll be making first few circles with the help of this compass and pen. Making this thin, small breathing space after the very first circle. Overwriting the second circle. And again adding a small breathing space after the second circle. Now using my Brustro pen which is 0.3 mm, I'll be making a curved shape petal inside two grids. So make sure when you are making these inverted U shape or curved petals, two grid spaces will cover one each petal. Now in the leftover space between the two petals, color out the remaining space so that petal size pops out. Now each petal will be divided with the central line. One side will have lines and the other will be left blank. Next circle will again have an inverted U-shaped or a curved petal inside two grids. Now draw the inner lining or the border inside all of these petals. Now inside this petal, I'll be drawing a peacock shape or a kunch design from top till the bottom and fill the remaining space outside the kunch. Now, between the two curved petals, I will add really small circles to fill up the small tiny space. Adding to the another part, we will be making more curved petals. This time make sure you go from the midpoint of one petal to the midpoint of the other, so that the circle which we filled as a filler comes right in the center of the other petal. Draw the inner lining or the border simultaneously. Now this petal will be divided vertically. On the right hand side we will draw some curved shape drop size design. Draw a line on the left hand side, add a spiral on the bottom side. Color the remaining part on the right hand side around the curved petals and add 2 dots above the spiral. Now again, we'll be adding some really small circles between the two petals. With the help of a compass, now I will draw next circle, adding to a breathing space of the circle simultaneously. Now inside this circle again, we will be making some curved inverted shaped petals. These will be a bit broader than usual, also drawing the inner lining for each. Draw a small circle between two petals and color out the space outside the circle and between the petals. Now this petal will be a bit detailed. Inside the petal on the left hand side of the small circle, we'll make a peacock body or a kunch shape again, and similarly on the right hand side. Draw the outer line of the circle, leave some space, color and draw the outline again. add 3 petals on the top of it and color out the remaining space. Also add 3 small lining to the petal so that the flower looks full. Now we will be making some pointed petals inside one single grid. Now in the next part again, we will make some more pointed petals from one point to the other point. Repeating the same pointed petal in the last circle. Now I will draw the inner lining or the border inside the second last and the last circle petals. Now inside the first pointed petal, the petal will be divided with 2 vertical lines and adding some diagonal lines on both the sides to make it look like a leaf. Now in the next petal, I will be making a set of 2 buds just like this. Fill the space left over on the bottom, add small circle right in the center, make a drop right on the top of the circle and add 2 half drops on both the sides to make the flower. Fill the rest over space so that the flower, circle and the set of buds pop out. On the outermost circle, I will just add a very small corner, color the corner, add an outline to it and fill the remaining space with some lines. Make sure you add a central line first and add 3 lines on both the sides. So in all you will have 7 lines inside the petal. Now here I will add a very simple ending to it. Just between 2 petals, add 3 petals just like this, color them out, add a bold dot on the bottom and 2 small dots between the 2 petals. So here we have completed our mandala. Let me zoom it out for you to have a better look. So this is the whole page and our mandala is completed. Feel free to add any quotation on the top, any word, whatever you want to. And don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you really recreate this mandala. I would love to see your creation. Erase off all the unwanted lines we don't want our mandala to have on. So as I said before, you can add any quotation or word on the top. Also guys, we do some paid mandala workshops and we do some really advanced and masterclass on it. You can contact me on the given number, link in the description, and also DM me on my Instagram channel if you really want to register for the workshop. I would love to see you there so that you can learn really more mandalas and more advanced forms with me. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you do not miss on any upcoming videos. Like the video if you really enjoyed making this mandala along with me. Till then, keep on creating, keep inspiring others, don't stop practicing and take care. Bye bye.